Alright guys, we're going to take a look at a Verso build here that I've come up with, and it's a solo build, but what's going to happen is if you do die in the fight, you bring in the other three women or Monaco, whoever you want to bring in as the saviors once he's done, but you should be able to kill most enemies with this this build. Now I will say that you probably won't have everything on this list, but if you can get even close to it, you'll do massive, massive amounts of damage. Take a look at the weapon. I think this is the best weapon in the game, but I don't think the weapon really matters in this. Just go for the power number one. I think you can go for the burn one or whatever works. It's not really critical for this solo build. If you're doing a team build, I recommend this Chev because you can pair it with Mael. And Mael can, what she can do, she has this ability called Guide, I think that's how you say it. Protect allies by taking damage in their place. So she can take damage in his place. And with this Chev, 20% increased damage for each consecutive turn without taking damage can stack 5 times. Plus you're on an air. So yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do here. Let's take a look at some of the luminas that you should put on him for this build. We'll go by alphabetical as per usual. Let's take a look here. Gain rush when fighting alone. Now this is the build. Deal 50% damage if health is below 10%. So you're going to be getting your health below 10 by using this ability called Overload. Increase ranks to A and refills all AP, but sets self-health to 1. So you're going to go straight to 1 health and watch the combination here when your health's at 1. Very similar to a Mael build I did the other day. At Death's Door, crucial. Here's another one. 50% increased damage on first hit. Augmented first strike. Charging weakness. Not as necessary, but I've got so many points on Verso that I've got to fill in the slots really. So I'll go through some of the most key ones here because you're probably not going to have 260 points like I do. So I'll just go through the key ones. Confident Fighter, 30% increased damage but can't be healed. Definitely need that one on. The critical ones, not fully necessary. Dodger, we always have that on. Gain powerful when fighting alone. Give 2 AP on applying powerful. Some of these, again, not necessary. Energizing starts are very, very useful on everyone, basically. So you want to get as many of those as possible. First offensive, a key pillar in this build. Deal 50% on your first hit. First strike, I put that on everyone as well. Glass cannon, another key one. If you can, deal 25% more damage, but take 25% more. 50% increase to powerful, which we're going to have on. And rush, so again, immaculate 30% increase until a hit is received. Again, that pairs well with what I was saying earlier. Here's another one, 50% increase, but you can't be healed for 3 turns. Once again, you need that on. You need this on as well, Painted Power, must have. Powerful shield, not a must have, but good to have. Roulette, you can throw on if you want to roll the dice to get that max damage. I'd throw it on. You know, you can get lucky there. Second chance is vital. You get a free revive basically off everyone. I put it on everyone if I can. Shield affinity, 30% increase while having shields. Shortcut, play immediately when below 30% health. Solo fighter, deal 50% more when fighting alone. Hence why this is a build, alone build. 15% increased damage for each status effect on self and warming up. So that's what I've got here. Over here on the Pictos, second chance survivor cheetah. We're going to be using Overload, Berserk Slash. Let's have a look at the sort of damage we can do with him. We'll go for the final stage. I don't know if we'll beat him, but I'll just give you an idea of the damage we can output with him. So first off, we're going to Overload. So set your health to 1. That's the key part of this. Setting your health to 1. And we're going to throw out the Berserk Slash. See what we can do here. Yeah, so 8 million damage. And we get to go again. Lovely. So not as much a second time, but what's that? That's huge damage. Huge, huge damage. Obviously, I've got Survivor on, so I withstand the punishment there. And I'm going to die here just to show you that because I've got second chance on, we can do this again. You've also got gradients you can play with too. Well, just going to go Berserk Slash for the sake of it. Again, huge damage. Look at this. We're basically below half health, and I've only had one attack. Now, you die. He's basically dead. You get the full team in. I mean, how good is that? So even if you die, you get a full team in, and then you can just finish him off anyway. So why not? I think it's a great build. You can always pair him with, you know, pair him in this team if you don't want to do the solo build, but bang, you can finish him off. Okay, so here's the second build with Verso I've been experimenting with. I don't know if I've got it down pat just yet. Obviously, I find this weapon still to be the best. Start at Battle Rank S. Let's take a look at the Luminous and Pictos here. It's basically a shooting build, I call it, and a solo build. I'll go alphabetical again for you guys. So obviously we've got the Accelerating Last Stand, gain rush if fighting alone. 50% increase on free aim damage. So we're going to be doing free aim damage in this build. 50% increase on first hit. Apply powerful for the first 3 turns. Increase damage on burning. Apply 3 burn stacks. 20% chance of burn on free shot. So as you can see, we're trying to aim the free shot and get a burn off and then get a bit of stack on the burn too. Apply burn on hitting a marked enemy as well. So we're going to try and mark them. 30% increased damage but can't be healed. Gain powerful if fighting alone. Again, a solo build. +1 burn. So as we're shooting them, we're also trying to gain the AP back. 20% chance to gain 1 AP on free aim, as I said just then. Obviously starting with maximum AP. First hit deals 50% more damage. Full strength, I've tried this one. It might be better to go lower health, but we'll see. It's 25% increased damage on full health. So you could go the other way where you go 1 health like the other build. Just depends what you're doing. It is what it is. You can experiment, but this is just guideline on this secondary build. I prefer the first build that we went over just before. Breaking a target doubles its burn amount. Play first. Deal 25% more damage. Obviously, you take 25% more. 30% increased damage until a hit is received. 100% critical chance while fighting alone. So you're getting critical chances. 50% increased damage for 3 turns. 20% chance to mark. That goes back into that synergy with marking and burning. Damage exceeds 9,000. Definitely need that. 25% increased free aim damage. Again, more free aim. 25% chance to gain powerful on the free aim. So we're getting a 20% chance to gain a bunch of things every shot that we're doing. Gain the shell when fighting alone. You got the roulette on if you want it. 2 AP on dealing damage to a marked target. Deal 50% more damage if fighting alone. Big one, that one. Sniper's big. This is the key pillar. First free aim, one of the key pillars. First shot's 200% increased damage. 15% increase for each status effect. And 5% increase per turn. Can stack 5 times. So, yeah, we can do some optimizing on this build for sure. But this is kind of an outline. So if we go in and just test this one out, of course, you've got to remove everyone from your party. Let's just go stage 9, trial 1. Quite a tough stage, so let's just see kind of the damage output here. We'll go for this little bitch here. See that? 1 mil. Jeez, that's not bad, is it? So even on that, even it wasn't doing as well as that first shot. Obviously, the first shot's worth more. But see, I've gained heaps of AP back here, as you can see on the bottom. I mean, look at this. And if we have the second turn, what we can do, gain 7 AP, go again, and just spam it. Should be able to beat him. Bang. Didn't even get it. They didn't even get a turn. Highest damage was 1.7. Dealt 4.5 mil in one basically turn. So that's pretty good build in my opinion. That's going to take out most enemies in the game. Obviously, the later stages is going to get tougher with Simon and a few other fights there, but still, very strong build. And if you die, you can bring in your other 3 anyway. So, yeah, very strong build. So there's a couple of builds for Verso, guys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.